Minister. A very, very hearty welcome to you, sir. We have Shri Sandeep Pondrik, Secretary, Ministry of Steel, Government of India. Welcome, sir. Shri Amitava Mukherjee, Chair FICCI.
Just like the steel industry is the backbone of our economy, the backbone of our growth story of FICCI Bharat 2047, just like the nation stands in resolve today, I think the steel industry also has a resolution, has a tryst with their destiny, how to make India not only Atmanirbhar in the steel sector, but the steel as an industry playing an important role in our journey in Amrit Kal, in our journey towards a developed, a prosperous nation when we celebrate 100 years of independence. Whether it is shipping, whether it is shipbuilding, whether it's railways, defense, automobiles, infrastructure across the country, telecom towers, electricity transmission units, transformers, buildings, every walk of life. The Indian steel industry makes India proud, having taken India across continents, across the world. But is that enough? Can we rest on our laurels? Can we be satisfied with our achievements? I think that's something which we all have to address. We all have to decide collectively in the industry. But clearly 500 million tons is a suboptimal target. We should, I think, aspire at least to go up to the level of our nearest competitor. And why can we not aspire to be the world's largest manufacturer of steel by 2047? We must aspire to bring steel into newer walks of life. For example, I think most developed nations have gone into precast, prefabricated building structures. I think we should seriously consider whether at least in the cities we can begin with prefabricated buildings. And look at, while it may be slightly more expensive, and possibly the steel industry should look at some R&D to see how we can make that cost or that additional delta minimal. Can the steel industry, in partnership with the government, in partnership with Niti Aayog, in partnership with some international experts, come up with a framework which will make it a compelling case and attract the real estate sector to go in for precast, prefabricated buildings. Economies of scale will help our steel become more cost effective and therefore make that additional cost minimal and attractive for everybody to follow. I think the direction of this government to promote Make in India and promote manufacturing in a big way, increase the share of manufacturing in India, will also give huge opportunities with construction of factories, with use of steel in the Make in India initiative. In fact, in many government projects, we have made Indian-made steel compulsory. I'm working on at least 10 or 12 free trade agreements with countries or bloc of countries like the EU, which will mean 27 countries within one bloc. And in every one of them, we are working to see how we can get greater access for our cost-effective and high-quality steel sector. And in this global turmoil that we are seeing, the turbulence all across, the uncertainties, one thing is for certain. The world is looking up to India. The world sees India contributing nearly 1/6 of global growth. The world sees India as the fastest growing global economy, large economy. The world sees India growing into the world's third largest economy by 2027. They could not imagine that a fragile 5 economy will become a top 5 economy in barely 10 years. And a target that was set in 14 by Mr. Chidambaram of the Congress to make India the 3rd largest economy by 2044, in 30 years. The nation, with the collective energy and resolve, with the cooperation and collaboration of all of you, ladies and gentlemen, with that burning desire of Indian industry to succeed, with 140 crore Indians desirous of a better quality of life, aspiring for a better future for their families, we will achieve the target not in 2044, but in 2027 itself. And the biggest beneficiary of this growth story, as we grow from a $4 trillion economy today to a $30 or $35 trillion economy by 2047, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be your industry. It is the steel industry which will be the biggest beneficiary. And therefore, I appeal to you, our 100 kilograms per capita consumption cannot satisfy any of us. We have to make it 700 kilograms per capita consumption. Every element of our value chain, of our supply chain, of our production ecosystem should focus on high quality and reducing the climate change impact that become more sustainable in our manufacturing operations. At the same time, we cannot be expensive. We'll have to be cost effective. We'll have to ensure that we are the highest efficiency, the lowest cost. And I would urge all of you, give preference to local manufacturers. Those equipments which are not made in India, encourage somebody in India to make those equipments. Because remember, COVID was a wake-up call. Those who are dependent on other parts of the world can one day suddenly find themselves in a problem. Supply chains can come under severe stress. It could be a shipping stress, like we saw when the sea routes were affected. It can be a sudden surge in cost of freight. It can be a problem in the oil crisis. But I have 2 requests concurrently to make. One, you should also see your supply chain so that wherever there is an Indian supplier, you will give preference to that Indian supplier and not conveniently import your requirements to the detriment of some other Indian company or Indian manufacturer.